everyone, my name is Cecilia Paminrani. I am from Faculty of Business, Economic and Accountancy. We are from the courses of Labor Market and Gender. We the title of the assignment we choose are article of the care economy, gender, economic restructuring, and job polarization in the U.S. labor market by Rachel E. Dewar. This assignment prepared by myself and my friend Aisel Grace, Norima, Venelia, and Muhammad Saddam. My part in this assignment are I will do the presentation about the introduction and the background of the article. The definition of the job polarization between genders means job segregation between male and female workers. It is due to many factors, including supply side and demand side factors. Human capital theory, that is, women anticipate shorter, less continuous work than men. Choose predominantly female occupation socialization process. Traditional gender roles and discrimination by employers. In context of gender, discrimination occurs when employees are of the opposite sex different higher wages. Either they have the same productivity as women and the frequent problem of male employees higher. According to this article, that in the 21st century there has been a polarized structure in the work. In this article, there are also many theories used in providing that arrangement in gender employment exists. Many those theories are also care work theories that highlight different dimensions of economic restructuring. It emphasizes previous research on job polarization. Besides, the author states that job polarization has evolved from 1983 to 2007 and until now. That is due to many elements and many factors that exist. The author is also considering either for the care economy will continue to strengthen job polarization or whether it will provide new opportunities for job regeneration with a modest salary. Next, I will do the presentation about the background of this article. This study discusses many theories. They are the most prominent polarization job in the economy. The author notes that job growth is not the same due to the impact of computing, which increases the demand for jobs with high salaries and branded middle salaries. Employment, a description of changes in common technological skills that dominates economic theory on pay inequality by Otto et al. 2006. Technological advances are also a major reason for job polarization as it is highlight the variation of job growth pattern over time and places that reflect social order. Facilities in the workplace that are not woman-friendly This factor can help explain why there is a lack of involvement of women workers in the places where there are no facilities for a woman. So that's all from me, and thank you.
Good morning. I am Aizal Grace Ampurut and I am going to present next topic is theories of job polarization. The most prominent theory of job polarization within economics contend that unequal job growth resulted from effect of computerization that increased demand for high-wage jobs and de-skilled middle-aged jobs. An elaboration of the skill bias technological change approach that dominates economics theories if rising wage inequality. Institutionalist scholars challenge skill bias technological change accounts of job polarization by highlighting variation in job growth patterns across time and place that indicate social arrangements have been at least as important as technological change in shaping changes in job structure in the United States and Europe. Despite the differences, both approaches fall short in explaining key features of job polarization, especially the strong growth of low-wage jobs and gender and racial differences in job growth, and leave open a number of pressing questions, including what if anything can be done to bridge the deepening truth between the highest and lowest paid jobs in the economy. Because these jobs are typically low paid, they account for much of the growth at the bottom of the wage structure. They are not replaced by computer and growing, but are not enhanced by computers and remain low paid. As you can see in the figure 1 shows net changes in the number of jobs in 5 quintiles of employment ranked by job median wage in 1983. Consistent with prior research, employment growth from the beginning of the 1980s expansion to the end of the 20s expansion was clearly polarized between the highest and lowest wage jobs. Jobs grew strongly in the lowest and highest quintiles, but little in the second and third quintiles. The pattern was weighted to the top, with more growth in the top quintiles than in the bottom quintiles, and significant growth in the fourth quintiles, about double the growth in the second quintiles.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Salamin Abdul Rahman. Now I will present about the hypothesis of K-work. First of all, I want to explain the meaning of K-work. K-work is a type of service that contribute to health, well-being, and development of other people, which is different from other services that involve labor and require more relational interactive skills that are associated with a woman's works. For the examples like childcare, level of teaching such as preschool through university and professor, and healthcare such as nurse, doctor, physical therapist, and psychologist. Care work also includes the area of domestic unpaid work that is often disproportionately and performed by a woman. Now we continue with the hypothesis of care work, which is the first one is that care work contributes significantly to job polarization. It is grew significantly and polarized between high and low wage jobs and require a moderate level of skills. In this case study, we took a report from US job polarization from year 1983 to 2007, where mentioned that it was clear between the highest and the lowest wage jobs, where it grew strongly in lowest and highest quintiles, but little in second and third quintiles for year 1983 to 2007. Second, care work is contribute significantly to growth in low-wage jobs. In this situation, women are more likely involved in this kind of social organization because of frequently focus on the responsibility to provide for dependents such as children, the sick, and the elderly. Other than that, this is due to devastating impact of the industrialization, which disproportionately affected male workers, and women employment prospects were diminished. The third hypothesis is about the care work contributes significantly to gender and racialized pattern. This kind of situation will affect the difference in wages, benefits, and working conditions between demographic groups. Starting with patterns by gender, the majority of groups in care work jobs occurred among women, even at the top of the job wage distribution. Here we can see the integration of women into previous male-dominated occupations such as physician and professor, as well as women continue to dominate in nursing and elementary and secondary teaching position. And the last one is about the care work contributes significant to job growth for women and minority workers. Care work is also plays an important role in growing the job opportunity, especially towards women, where today the digital mediated provision of care and domestic work service is growing globally, and these jobs are being mainly occupied by women. Other than that, the role of paid care work also has become particularly important and representing a growing share of labor force. Due to this case study, we can see that most of the job opportunity provided are based on someone who is knowledgeable in care work besides having a higher educational background, such as child care, elderly care, nurse, teacher, and so on. This can be confirmed in the US statistic shows that almost 70% of the establishment of child and elderly center are based on the experience in nursing work, and 90% of care centers are owned by a woman.
Hello, good morning to Dr. Chong and my fellow friends. My name is Venilia Rovenda Samudin, and I will present about change of occupational polarization source. In this article, arguing about job polarization can be explained by job growth involving care work. Is defined as a job that involves care work that foster family and reproduction in any industry. Change in job distribution include job trends or wages in jobs such as doctors, machine operator, and cleaners, or in industrial sectors such as manufacturing and services. This also includes job change for someone who initially only worked part-time change to full-time or job or become a full-time job. The trend of change or distribution of jobs according to segments has created labor economists thinking about the occurrence of job polarization. Job involving care work development significantly throughout the period of job polarization. Work theory involving care provide an alternative mechanism that explains some of the job polarization. Uneven job growth explores the question of whether job polarization arises due to technological change or due to change in labor market institutions. The study of job polarization in America is found diversity in job growth across metropolitan areas that may be associated with differences in the labor market. The job structure has become increasingly polarized between the best and worst jobs. The most prominent employment polarization theory in economics argue that job growth is not the same as the effect of computerized systems that complicate the demand for high-wage and mid-wages employment. Explaining the skill bias change approach that dominates the economic theory of wage inequality increases. That's all from me, and thank you.
My name is Norima. My metric number YE20171363. I will be the impact on the job polarization is can be defined relative to gender exists in job segregation between male and female. Despite that, in K-work, which is predominant by female occupation, and job growth, but still with the low wages after wages offer compared to the other job, which is woman participation less. On employee, it will cause underlying due to job structure become increasing polarized. It also shows women and men workers are differentiated according to industry and employment sector. Job competition in labor market will increase, which is a good thing, but the low wage employment will occur. The relying on technology, especially computers and programming machine, will less be depending on K-work job, but job that acquire safety overtly replaced by machine which assume might increase effectiveness. Job polarization affected both men and men on wage inequality. So K-work contributed to job growth for women, and skilled profession work contributed to job growth for men. Finally, labor market policy should adapt to the fact that working life will increase dividing for many workers that become non-skilled and skilled workers. This include the convenience and expansion of insurance program, particularly health benefit, unemployment and retirement. The solution to reduce job polarization is changes in job distribution, include job trends or wages in job, such as doctor, machine, will create the occurrence on job polarization. Offer a good salary and guaranteed job with better benefits such as union coverage, proper contract, health insurance. It's time for the job involved K-work to understand the computer technology and reliable in performing tasks to ease the routine job such as record keeping and account. These tasks such as cleaning the house or moving is exceptional because the job is require manpower instead of technology. Prudent policy of mechanism for the public such as terms of education should be indicated and updated by the government or provided training to the community so that they will create employee who have a knowledge on the job offer. So in this article, it can be concluded that care work has contributed to job polarization as well as forming job group to derive growth under structural wages during the period. This article also states the important role of care job in job polarization in the US economy. It can be conclude also in this article concerning on the job polarization in all care work. Job across skill still occur where polarization on salary received is divided into very low wage labor or semi professional higher wage labor increasingly provided in the market. Care workers face a number of obstacles to join unionization, and such as a large number of care workers being excluded from fair legislation. The increasingly purchasing care services in labour market resulting on changing standard and technologies of care. It's time for the care work not to be differentiated by gender and race. It may affect in wages, benefit and working condition. Government intervention is required to provide a policy to have minimum wages for care work industry. Thank you from us.